Mexico will relieve $250,000 of debt each week to ease the burden on local heroes. To find out how military veterans and members can receive special Verizon offers, visit verizon.com/military. Let's bring the spirit of giving to those who served.
This holiday season, the Salvation Army needs your help. Bell ringers are working hard, and our service depends on generous donations like yours. Every dollar donated helps us provide meals, shelter, and emergency support to families in crisis, not just at Christmas, but all year long. From immediate need to long-term care, your donation can create lasting change in our communities. Join us in making a difference. Volunteer as a bell ringer or donate today. Visit salvationarmywi.org to learn how you can help.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Monday, December 9th. Your top story, a government overthrown and a leader in exile.
I'm Jessica Ty. Mixed emotions at a local holiday parade.
Partly cloudy today. We could touch 50 degrees. Mild temperatures continue. Build off the weekend. Mostly cloudy tonight, a low of 30. Much colder on Tuesday and throughout the week. Mostly cloudy on Tuesday with a high of 34. 47 and sunny in Milwaukee at 11:01 from the WTMJ Breaking Newsroom. Breaking this hour, the jury in the Daniel Perry murder trial has come back with a not guilty verdict on criminally negligent homicide. The jury could not come to an agreement Friday on the charge of manslaughter. News Nation's Rich McHugh.
Immediately there was both applause and outbursts, anger. Jordan Neely's father was escorted from the court, as were some of the other people because of their outbursts. And now apparently we're hearing it behind us. There's protests growing in front of the court. Can't really make out what they're saying, but this is a huge moment in this trial. Obviously, Daniel Penny acquitted on the lower charge, and he can no longer be charged on the higher charge.
It appears now that Penny will be able to walk free.
Police in Pennsylvania are questioning a man in connection with last week's murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. ABC's Eric Katursky.
This is a man in Altoona, Pennsylvania, who was taken into custody for questioning, I'm told, with a gun that is similar to the weapon that was used to kill Brian Thompson outside the Hilton Hotel in Midtown, and also had a fake ID. And perhaps was taken into custody after somebody tipped off the police that this person, maybe he looked like the suspect seen in the images, tried to use a fake ID.
The identity of the person in question has not been made public.
Rebels have taken control of Syria's capital, toppling the Bashar al-Assad regime and ending his family's more than 50-year rule of the country. CBS senior national security correspondent Charlie DeGatta.
The United States just launched one of the biggest airstrike campaigns in months against ISIS in Syria using B-52s, F-15 fighter jets. That underlines the volatility there.
Russian state media reports that the Assad has fled to Moscow, where he has been granted asylum.
They have some smoke showing from the roof of the building, possibly from the exhaust system. We'll be out investigating. No planes at this time on evacuation in progress.
That's the City of Brookfield Fire Department responding to a fire at Uncle Julio's restaurant. Firefighters found smoke coming from the roof Sunday afternoon and evacuated the building. They eventually got the fire out. It was in the grill's hood system. There's damage to the restaurant's kitchen area. No one was hurt, though. Firefighters are now trying to pinpoint the exact cause of that fire.
One man dies after an industrial plant accident in Waukesha. It happened about 2:30 Saturday afternoon. Prolec GE Waukesha is where it happened, near College and South Prairie. An employee was found unresponsive on top of a transformer multiple feet in the air. He died at the scene. Police say the initial investigation shows that electricity was a contributing cause for death.
Also in Waukesha. Festive holiday music and crowds cheering for Santa at the 61st annual Waukesha Christmas Parade on Sunday. This year's parade started with a bittersweet moment, a lantern walk to honor and remember the 6 victims of the 2021 parade tragedy. The city's parade memorial was dedicated 2 weeks ago.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Good day for some individual stocks. Apple up nearly 4 points today. Manpower locally up about a point. Google up about 2. But all the indices are currently in the red. The Dow lagging about 15 points today at 44,628. NASDAQ is off about 83 points at 19,776. S&P 500 off about 25 today at 6,066. For sound financial advice from a fee-only fiduciary, it's Annex Wealth Management. Go to annexwealth.com and click on the Get Started button today.
Bye-bye, Willie. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Sounding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:05.
This report sponsored by the White Lace Inn, Door County. Order your holiday gift certificates now.
Hi, Dennis from White Lace Inn here. Since 1982, Bonnie and I have been providing comfortable elegance, sincere hospitality, and romantic getaways at the White Lace Inn in beautiful Door County. The White Lace Inn, 18 incredible rooms and suites within 4 Victorian homes, each with a beautiful queen or king-size bed. Enjoy a romantic fireplace and the warmth of a whirlpool for 2. White Lace Inn gift certificates. It's the perfect holiday gift, and it's so easy, you can do it right now from your computer. Go to whitelaceinn.com and take a tour of each room, then click on the gift certificate icon or give us a call. In a few days, you'll receive your gift certificate, which never expires, in the mail along with a brochure to put under the tree. A gift certificate for White Lace Inn. It's a wonderful idea. The White Lace Inn on the Door County Peninsula is open every night of the year. Check out our website now, whitelaceinn.com. The White Lace Inn in beautiful Door County.
Blaine's Farm and Fleet's huge gift sale is going on now. We carry an amazing selection of unique gifts for all the originals on your list. For the home chef, 12-piece Kenmore ceramic cookware sets are over half off, just $59.99. For the cleaners and organizers, get $30 off a 9-gallon Craftsman wet dry vac. And power-up gifts with 16 packs of Duracell AA or AAA batteries, just $12.99. Don't miss our huge gift sale, only at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. After spending 4 seasons with the Brewers, shortstop Willie Adames and the Giants agree to terms on a 7-year, $182 million contract. Baseball's winter meetings underway today in Dallas. College football's first ever 12-team playoff field is set. Indiana, Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon represent the Big Ten. Alabama left out of the field. Monday Night Football features the Cowboys and Bengals, and the Bucks take on the Magic Tuesday night in the quarterfinals of the NBA's in-season tournament.
Let's go ahead right now and take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. No new crashes to let you know about, just a couple disabled vehicles out on the system, including one on the ramp from County F in Waukesha County to I-94 East. We also have another one, I-94 East at the ramp from County F in Jefferson. The right shoulder is blocked due to disabled vehicle, but traffic looks like it's moving along okay.
Well, mild temperatures continue today. Enjoy it. Partly cloudy, but a high of 50 tonight. Mostly cloudy, a low of 30. We struggle to get out of the 30s on Tuesday. Colder, mostly cloudy, a high of 34. Wednesday, we struggle to get out of the 20s. Thursday, might not even get to 20. So quite a drop-off here after a nice day today. Mild temps and a high of 50. Currently 48 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 11:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Todd.
Well, congratulations to all those who procrastinated and thought, well, maybe there'll be one more nice day before I can get those holiday lights up and get the yard all winterized. Well, you had it. There were so many people in our subdivision yesterday that were stringing up the lights and taking advantage of a nice day. I could have mowed the lawn. I did not. but I very much could have. My yard has grown here in the last several weeks.
Isn't that crazy? I walked out this morning to take the dog outside, and it felt a little bit more like spring,
It
like
did.
an early spring day. Also, when did it rain last night?
I don't know.
I
didn't
washed
notice
the
that.
dog's coat thinking, we don't need this for a couple days. And then went outside and the pavement was all wet. And then this morning it was wet still or wet again.
Well, quite a drop-off. Today, a good day to walk your ferret. Once we get later in the week, not a good day for any ferret named Sparky. We'll talk to Tyler more about that coming up in just a few minutes. First, some big stories that we are following here this morning at 11:10.
And now it's time for 3 Big Things on Wisconsin's Midday News.
Number 1, and Justin. Investigators are questioning a person of interest in Altoona, Pennsylvania, in connection with the murder of United Healthcare CEO. 2 officials with direct knowledge of the investigation revealed the new detail to WCBS Radio in New York. And the source says the person was taken into custody on an unrelated incident, but is being questioned about Brian Thompson's murder as well. The physical description matches the person of interest being sought by NYPD. The person was reportedly carrying a firearm similar to the one used in Thompson's killing. Meanwhile, ABC's senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky recaps what investigators have discovered so far.
Hundreds of tips are pouring in, and thousands of police officers are cycling through a manhunt that is now nationwide. Police have yet to recover the bike or the murder weapon. NYPD divers spent the weekend searching a pond near the spot where officers found what they think is the suspect's backpack. It contained a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and Monopoly money. Detectives are working to determine whether the play money was meant as some sort of statement.
Isn't that so interesting? The Monopoly money. It's like, there was a message there.
So
of some
crazy.
sort.
Yeah, I feel like the shooter knows what he's doing. He's leaving a trail, and some of it's a decoy, it appears.
NYPD also following leads to Atlanta. The suspect allegedly arrived in New York on November 24th on a Greyhound bus that departed from Atlanta. Photos of the suspect have been circulated to multiple law enforcement agencies across the country. I know I told you on Friday I had reached out to Milwaukee Police. Milwaukee Police have received those from NYPD as well. We're also talking about airports now have them, Border Patrol stations along the Mexican and Canadian borders, basically in the hope that this guy won't slip out of the country.
Number 2, I mentioned baseball's winter meetings beginning today in Dallas. Well, they begin with a bang. The prize free agent is off the market. Superstar outfielder Juan Soto and the Mets in agreement on, you might want to sit down for this, 15-year, $765 million contract
Woo!
to play baseball. The richest contract in professional sports history. He played last year for the Yankees. The Yankees couldn't even afford him. They offered him a 16-year, $760 million deal. Soto said, no, I think I could do a little bit better. ESPN's Jeff Passan.
All teams needed to get him was a big bag of money, and that biggest bag came from the New York Mets.
Yeah, the deal with the Mets was orchestrated by former Brewers general manager David Stearns, who never had this kind of money to play with in Milwaukee. In fact,
Definitely not.
I look back on this. The value of Soto's contract is more than the Brewers' combined payroll in the 7 years that Stearns spent in Milwaukee. That is insane. Soto's 26 years old. Very good player, no doubt about that. But this is next level sort of money. 15 years, $765 million.
That is a big deal. Number 3. A woman who named hip-hop mogul Sean Diddy Combs in a suit accusing him of sexually assaulting her when she was just 13 years old is now accusing another music mogul, Jay-Z, in the assault. The lawsuit was initially filed in October in New York with Combs named a defendant. It was refiled on Sunday to include Jay-Z. ABC News live anchor Lindsay Davis.
The new amended civil lawsuit, originally filed by a Jane Doe in October, identifies celebrity A as Jay-Z, also known as Sean Carter, claiming that he and Diddy drugged and raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party. Combs and Jay-Z both attended the award show that year. Jay-Z, who was 31 at the time, is now a multi-platinum Grammy winner and business mogul. Jay-Z is vehemently denying the allegations, writing, "This is a blackmail attempt."
The plaintiff says the assault took place at an MTV Video Music Awards after party back in 2000. And a lot of people were just waiting for more names to be dropped in the midst of this. Here we've got our second big name, Jay-Z, but once again, he is denying the allegations.
There was a pretty serious scrubbing of social media from a lot of music industry stars in the waking hours of of Diddy getting taken off to jail. And Jay-Z was one of those people. And so is Pink. There's a variety of others who are trying to distance themselves from Diddy. Now, who knows where this ends up going, but yeah, they sort of amended the lawsuit to include Jay-Z's name.
Pink did come out later and say, hey, I did this a while back and it has nothing to do with this. But it's certainly, people are going back. They're looking at pictures from the early 2000s and seeing who was at these Diddy parties. Now, it doesn't mean because you were there that you did anything, but a lot of people are wondering who might be named next.
11:15 on WTMJ. Big show lined up for you today, including a great conversation with Tim Sheehy about another major business planting roots here in the state of Wisconsin. We'll get to that coming up at about 12:15.
Hey, it's officially tailgating season, and Tailgate Tuesday is back. Join me, John Merkier.
And me, Julia Fellow, on Wisconsin's Afternoon News every Tuesday in the 4 p.m. hour for a chance to win a $150 gift card from our friends at Vienna Beef.
And be sure to catch Green and Gold Insiders every Tuesday on Wisconsin's Afternoon News for all you need to know about the Green and Gold. It's Tailgate Tuesdays.
It's Tailgate Tuesdays, and it's only here on WTMJ.
Hey, thanks, gang. Greg Matzik here. I want to send you off to Potawatomi Sportsbook. You can join Gary Ellerson and myself. Tonight, we'll be there for Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday. We do it every Monday at the beautiful Sportsbook. The game is going to be on, really, whatever game is on. We'll be on at Potawatomi. 2,000 square foot video wall ensures multiple games will be on. You will not miss any of the action in really any kind of sport. It's the best place to watch sports. It's Potawatomi Sportsbook. Stop in. You can use the 20-minute reserved parking spaces if all you have time for is a quick trip to the kiosk. That's fine. No problem. If you're settling in tonight or any night, enjoy food from the kitchen. They got a full-service bar. Again, that 2,000 square foot video wall. It is amazing. It's Potawatomi Sportsbook. Hope to see you there.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
David Nason here, your trusted Fix-It-Show guy, here to give you some essential home maintenance advice. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, cracks in your basement, it's time to call the experts I trust at Accurate Basement Repair. They've fixed many of our listeners' basements, and the results were fantastic. Dry, secure, and peace of mind restored. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. Call them today.
Thanks, David. Accurate Basement Repair. We're not just good, we're accurate.
President-elect Donald Trump just sat down for his first TV interview since the election. Did you see this? It aired Sunday on Meet the Press. Trump gave an outline for his aggressive agenda starting on day one. ABC News Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce has some of the highlights.
President-elect Donald Trump is working to hit the ground running, starting with his efforts to boost the economy. But pressed on concerns his plan to implement punishing tariffs will raise prices, Trump admits he can't guarantee Americans won't pay more. Trump has pledged to impose tariffs on China and a 25% tariff on all goods imported from Mexico and Canada. But some economists say it would cost American families more than $2,600 a year.
Trump also confirmed his plan for mass deportation, starting with convicted criminals. But he ultimately said they could include any immigrants in the country illegally, even if they have children that are U.S. citizens. So there, boom, you've got a big, important interview. And then we have this morning. Trump fragrances. This is not a joke, folks.
But just in time for the holiday season? Not sure what to get that troublesome gift buyer?
When I first saw this, I thought, this is not real, right? I got to look into this. And then I see there's a website. I look at it. Oh yeah, it's real. And there's a video. Listen to this.
My new Trump fragrances are here. They make a great Christmas present. I've named them Fight, Fight, Fight because they represent winning. We all want to be winning. We have to win as a nation. We want to win as a family. This fragrance is all about strength and success and confidence for men and for women Get yourself a bottle and don't forget to grab one for your loved ones too. They'll thank you and they'll even smell good. Enjoy, have fun, keep on winning, and Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas indeed.
We got to let you know, you want to see these, right? If you want to see them, you can text WATCH to the WTMJ talk and text line right now. That's 855-616-1620. Just text WATCH, and you will get your first glimpse of the Trump fragrance line.
All right, so am I reading this right? Is the male fragrance, is it titled Fight, Fight, Fight? Is that the male fragrance, or are they both?
Fight, 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 indeed. And
okay.
actually,
it's right there on the box. It's a black box with gold lettering, sort of a silhouette of Trump in black and white. Fight, fight, fight in gold letters. That would appear to be the men's fragrance. Which apparently can not get your hands on anymore.
Well,
sold out momentarily.
So the Trump for Men fragrance is still available, Greg.
Oh, that one's available. My mistake.
Some of them are not. You're right. You're right to say some are already sold out because there's the Victory cologne as well.
Oh, yes.
And the Victory perfume. Those two are sold out. And that one, I think you're going to see another shot of it here. That one actually looks like it's his face. It's almost like it's like a statue for the men. A couple of these sold out, which is wild. But yeah, they've got the great holiday gift, the box set. This is expensive, $199 for the perfume.
That's pricey. So that I see a gift set. Can you bundle up and save this holiday season?
Right, you can totally bundle, buy two and save $100. Apparently.
Oh, there you go.
Aren't you wondering what it smells like?
Well, sure. Is it more of like a Stetson, kind of an Old Spice thing? Is it the marriage of scents?
Is it like blood, sweat, and tears after the election?
I don't know how you come up with this thing.
I was actually looking. I'm like, okay, I want to know what it smells like. What does it smell like? Well, since it's so new, I don't know anybody who has it yet.
I'm sure our very curious texters will chime in with some ideas and thoughts for what it could smell like. I assume a wide-ranging mix on the text line later on.
I went to the frequently asked. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, what do you think this smells like? Let us know. But what is so special about these fragrances? I went trying to find out what it smells like to the frequently asked questions, and it doesn't answer that question, but it does answer the question about what is so special about these new Trump colognes and perfumes. The answer? It says our official Donald J. Trump fragrances are a tribute to the Trump legacy, blending premium craftsmanship with a distinctive style. Our fragrances are curated to capture the essence of success and determination, with each scent symbolizing victory and strength. Spray on, fight, 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 and feel the immediate power. It goes on and on and on.
There
But
you go.
I think you've heard it, right? But this is wild. There are people who never in a million years would ever spend a penny on this. And then you have people who are going to say, oh my goodness, I know exactly who I'm getting this for Christmas.
First nugget on the text line says it smells like BS.
No,
okay, that's fine. Keep them coming here. What does it smell like? Very interesting.
I'd rather remove my eyes and ears versus listen to any of this about a trader's product. Smells like beep.
It's out there, I guess.
Smells like beep. I can't say that.
11:23 in WTMJ. Hey, the pavement was wet this morning. Does that mean it rained? I don't know that it did. We'll ask Tyler more about it after this.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out-of-pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
Hey, happy holidays for my friends at Siding Unlimited and all their incredible craftsmen. They do incredible work, is what they do at Siding Unlimited, helping folks like me and you. We've had a number of projects Siding Unlimited has helped us out with right now. As a matter of fact, they're helping us out with our landscape lighting. That's right, stuff you can just sort of control on an app. You can dial in the color that you want, color schemes, patterns. Very simple for Christmas or holiday decor, right? Forget about stringing up lights all over the place. No, you just do it on the app. It's done for you. Siding Unlimited can help with roofing projects, siding projects, window projects, door projects. Really anything to help beautify your home's exterior runs right through Siding Unlimited. The best craftsmen you're going to find here in the States or otherwise. In fact, Pella recognizes Siding Unlimited as our Platinum Elite National Certified Contractor of the Year 4 times. That's right, National Award Siding Unlimited. Family company run by Eric and Aaron Brown, right out there in Brookfield, 665 Larry Court. Bring some ideas, bring some thoughts to their showroom. Visit sidingunlimited.com.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
11:25 at WTMJ. Greg and Jessica with you till 1 o'clock. TMJ4 meteorologist Tyler Moore joins us from the Weather Center at TMJ4. Tyler, I noted, and Jessica did as well, that the pavement was wet this morning, but I don't know that it rained. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, great observation. I mean, it really did not rain last night, and you might wake up thinking, I didn't really see any rain out there. But yeah, the pavement was wet. It's pretty cool when we get this. It happens a couple times in the winter and really in the spring too. You get ground temperatures that are cold, so they're in the 30s, and then you get some higher dew points. And when dew points are in the 40s and ground temperatures are in the 30s, you get instant condensation down at the surface because of the temperature difference between the two. It's kind of like you take a shower, you walk out, and there's steam all over the mirror. That's kind of the same thing because of the temperature of the mirror and then the dew point that's being increased in the bathroom. You get condensation right on the surface there. So, yeah, it's just because of how cold it's been in the ground temperatures and then the relatively warm and moist air that we're seeing out there this morning.
Yeah, I was telling Greg I was not prepared to walk my dog out and have it be wet last night. We had just washed his little winter coat thinking, we're not going to see any wet weather for a couple of days here. And then I walked outside and then he had wet paws. I had to dry him off again.
Yeah, I've had the same thing this morning or even last night too. Dog went out, ground was wet, and now I've got salt marks all the way through the house of paw prints going through because it's got that salt water that kind of collected on the paws. So yeah, I think a lot of dog owners feel the pain right now when it gets kind of wet and when the salt's out there and even with some of the mud too you can get.
I hear you. Okay, another big thing. We hit 50 degrees yesterday, and it is December. Are we going for that again today?
Yeah, third day in a row. Actually, 2 days. We hit Saturday and Sunday. High temperature reached 50. So, yeah, if we do it today, which we're currently sitting 48, 49 at last check. So, yeah, we're probably going to hit the lower 50s once again today. So, we get one more nice and mild day.
That is amazing. And then it falls off the table here because I see that we're struggling to get to 20 degrees later in the week. So enjoy it while you can here, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a roller coaster week is the way I've been putting it this morning. We're 50 today. We drop down, but there is a warm up by the weekend. We'll get back into the 40s, so it's not all doom and gloom cold air. But yeah, I'll tell you what, Wednesday night into Thursday morning looks cold. We'll start to get a taste of the colder air Tuesday, highs in the 30s, Wednesday in the 20s, but Wednesday night, the floor really drops out, and we'll see single-digit lows, wind chills probably 10 to 20 below throughout the overnight hours Wednesday into Thursday morning, with highs on Thursday probably stuck in the lower teens, barely getting into the double digits.
Dislike. Okay, Tyler. I kind of like the 50 thing better, but good stuff, man. We'll check in again later this week. Thank you so much.
I'm with you. Have a good week.
You too. It's 11:28 and WTMJ. News is coming up.
Happy holidays. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress. If you're looking for affordable, better quality furniture or mattresses, you got to do what my wife and I just did. Go to Built Right. We just bought our new living room furniture there. Built Right's Black December deals and $1 million clearance sell-off are on now. It's all about your comfort, your style, your home at Built Right. 4 generations, 96 years strong. Built Right always saves you money. The 3rd and 4th generation family members are on hand in the store, working alongside their amazing team. Over 400 years experience. Be ready for your holiday guests with thousands of furniture and mattress items in stock now, including dining room, living room, bedroom, sleeper sofas, lift chairs, recliners, and much, much more. 60 models of USA-made mattresses, including flippable and heavy-duty models. Built Right also has a great selection of holiday accessories, candles, and gift certificates available too. Built Right voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, closed to be with family. Tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
Hey, still one more chance for trivia. That's right, it's coming up. These have been great. So much fun. Wednesday of this week, December 11th, at WTMJ's Trivia Showdown, presented by Quizmaster Trivia, supporting Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. It's Jessica, Sandy Max, and Jeff Sherman.
Yeah, it is.
North Pillar Brewing, Waukesha, 7 o'clock. It'll be a lot of fun. Grab an unwrapped and unused toy. Have some fun with trivia. It starts at 7 o'clock, December 11th, North Pillar Brewing in Waukesha. It's 11:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News. Your top story, a deadly ATV crash in northern Wisconsin.
I'm Jessica Ty. A major investment in EV charging stations.
50-year high today. It's currently 48 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 11:30.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. A new lead for NYPD in the fatal shooting of United Healthcare CEO last week outside a Manhattan hotel. Detectives on their way to Pennsylvania, where police are holding a man for questioning.
A man in Altoona, Pennsylvania is in police custody. Law enforcement sources telling ABC News he's being held in connection with the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Sources say the man has a similar gun to the one used in the assassination-style killing. The NYPD sending detectives to Altoona.
ABC's Dave Packer. Daniel Penny, the former Marine charged in the subway chokehold death of Jordan Neely, has been acquitted of negligent homicide. The jury in New York City was deadlocked last week on the top charge of second-degree manslaughter. A judge dismissed that charge last week. Neely's family says he suffered from mental illness. Jay-Z says he will fight a civil lawsuit alleging sexual assault of a 13-year-old with Sean Diddy Combs alongside. This is ABC News.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:31. A teenager dies in an ATV accident in Oconto County. It happened just before 8 o'clock Saturday night on West Wheeler Lake Lane in the town of Lakewood in northeastern Wisconsin. The 15-year-old was driving the ATV on a snow-covered road when he lost control in a curve, ended up hitting several trees in a ditch. The boy died at the scene.
A body recovered from the Kewanee River in northeast Wisconsin. The Kewanee County Sheriff's Office confirms the recovery after a search of the Kewanee River. Deputies searched after receiving a call for a welfare check right before 5:30 this morning. The caller said his brother had gone fishing but didn't come home last night. They eventually found his car and fishing gear near the Kewanee River.
Well, don't worry if you see some smoke coming from Middleton today. The Parks Department is doing a prescribed burn in Parisi Park this morning. This is the neighborhood park near the Pheasant Branch Creek Trail. There's no need to call 911 if you see smoke or flames in that area.
A Milwaukee CEO may join the Trump administration. President-elect Donald Trump plans to nominate Fiserv CEO Frank Bisignano to lead the Social Security Administration. Milwaukee Business Journal's Teddy Nichol tells WTMJ what his possible departure from the company means for Milwaukee.
The company's highest local executive, Bob Howe, is the chief financial officer. He's one of the names that's been floated around that could potentially become the next CEO of Fiserv. So that would be interesting if the company has a local CEO again.
Nichol says Bisignano's departure would mean a massive shakeup for Fiserv as a company.
Well, the city of Milwaukee will soon begin growing a network of electric vehicle charging stations.
More than 4 dozen stations will be installed throughout the city, as well as at some Milwaukee County parks and cultural sites, thanks in part to a nearly $15 million grant awarded Monday. The city says priority will be given to building the stations at public library sites, as well as in disadvantaged neighborhoods. The announcement follows plans unveiled earlier this year from Governor Tony Evers to build a statewide charging station network. A timeline for when both networks could begin construction is not yet known. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Wisconsin will also begin charging a tax of 3 cents per kilowatt hour at charging stations beginning in January.
A magical night in Milwaukee coming up. Sports, traffic, and weather next. Sonic Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 11:34.
Sweet, flaky, and utterly delicious. That's the famous Kringle from O&H Danish Bakery. Guaranteed to get you on the nice list, O&H Danish Bakery can deliver that heavenly goodness right to your doorstep. Now that's a memorable gift where you know you've nailed it. And it arrives fresh in just 2 business days, anywhere within the country. Order online today, ohddanishbakery.com, or come on in to O&H Danish Bakery in Racine, Oak Creek, or Sturnivan and taste the difference of bakery made from scratch.
Every day, Wisconsin's 600,000 family caregivers help their loved ones to continue living safely in their own homes. It's not easy. Each year, they spend an average of $7,000 out of their own pockets to provide this care. Wisconsin needs family caregivers, and they need more support. Tell your state lawmakers, Wisconsin family caregivers need a caregiver tax credit in 2025. Learn more at aarp.org/WI. That's aarp.org/WI. Paid for by AARP Wisconsin.
Accunet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time Accunet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later. We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick Accunet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. After spending 4 seasons with the Brewers, shortstop Willie Adames and the San Francisco Giants agreed to terms on a 7-year, $182 million contract. Baseball's winter meetings beginning today in Dallas. Monday Night Football tonight features the Cowboys and Bengals, and the Bucs take on the Orlando Magic Tuesday night at Fiserv Forum. It's the quarterfinals of the NBA's in-season tournament.
Let's get a look at the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. The only new thing we have is a disabled vehicle on 175 North, right around I-94 East. Right shoulder is blocked due to a car that's broken down there. No big crashes to let you know about, though, and just a couple other disabled vehicles out of the system that aren't causing any problems.
Traffic is sponsored by the Heiser Automotive Group. For convenient car shopping and financing, visit Heiser Automotive Group at one of their 4 locations, Toyota, Chevy, Ford, Lincoln, and Cadillac. Or visit Heiser.com because today's your day.
Mild temperatures today. It's going to be cloudy, but it's going to be warm. We actually got some sun peeking out right now in Milwaukee. It's beautiful outside. 50 degrees your high today, overnight low of 30, up to 37 on Tuesday, 27 your high on Wednesday. Might be around 15 for your high on Thursday. So the drop-off is coming. Enjoy today. 48 degrees in sunny in Milwaukee at 11:37. Wisconsin's Midday News continues on WTMJ. Greg and Jessica with you till 1 o'clock. Jessica, if I were to ask you, what is the most valuable thing in your household from a memorabilia standpoint? Do you have anything? Anything. Now, keep in mind, what is valuable to a collector might be a little different than, the value on Facebook Marketplace.
Maybe I'd have to go back to some old concert tickets. When you got them on, the paper, the actual ticket.
I am holding out hope that my Giannis Brewers bobblehead now, which is still box, becomes that thing.
The one that talks?
No, I don't have that one.
Oh, I've got that one, but not in the box.
Keep it in the box if you can, everybody. I've got a Mickey Mantle signed baseball that I think is worth some pretty good money.
Okay.
But nothing in the range of this. Dorothy's slippers sold at auction. Yes, the same ones that were stolen years ago. I remember doing that story on WTMJ. Well, they've been sold at auction in Dallas, and if it's happening in Dallas, Jim Ryan is covering it. Jim, first of all, did you buy the slippers? Were you involved in the auction?
I can't say. The buyer is completely anonymous, so I can't say.
So it might be you.
Could be.
So what is the story on these shoes? Because it kind of goes back. What's the story on them getting stolen, first off?
Well, yeah, it was back in 2005. A guy who sort of fancied himself a cat burglar type from the movies, Terry John Martin, thought he would go in and steal these ruby slippers. They were on display at the Judy Garland Museum in Grand Rapids, Minnesota. So this guy takes a hammer, smashes through the door of the place, then smashes the case, the glass case, pulls the shoes out and walks away, right? He thought, to your point, Jessica, that they were real rubies.
No.
So he went to a fence, right? Somebody who's going to fence these, and he'd collect the money. The fence says, Terry, these are not rubies. This is glass. These are sequins on here. Now take your shoes and go away. And so Terry John Martin did. Nothing happened with the shoes over the 13 years after that. We don't know exactly where the shoes were, or what was happening with them, but suffice it to say that the FBI finally figured it out in 2018, recovered the shoes, arrested Terry John Martin, returned the shoes to their rightful owner. By the way, Martin, 77, was given time served as his sentence, so he's kind of off the hook.
So now, these shoes that presumably the man who stole the shoes thought they'd be worth, gazillion dollars because it was all rubies. Well, they're not. So he thought, well, I don't know. Well, maybe it's just a small little collector's item. Yeah. But then they go up for auction, and with the return of Wicked now airing at a theater near you.
Just saw it.
There's an incredible market. And what's valuable to you, me, and Jessica, Jim, it might be much more valuable to a collector who plunked down how much for these shoes?
$28 million. And actually, given the premiums paid to the auction house here in Dallas, another $4 million. That's $32 million for a pair of red shoes.
How much did the auction house guess that these would go for? Because sometimes they're kind of like, oh, we think it's going to be in this range.
Yeah. Well, the initial bids were a little over $1.5 million, and they thought, well, we'll probably get $3 million. But I think that's before the release of this movie, this crazy popular movie, which, Wicked is a prequel. I haven't seen it, but I've heard that it's a prequel to The Wizard of Oz, right?
Yes.
And the shoes in that movie are silver. Is that my understanding?
Oh, gosh. Now that you say that, I don't even remember looking at the shoes because it was all about Glinda and her pink dresses and then the other one's green
the
face.
They didn't pay into, or they didn't play into the movie then so much, I guess.
And no,
the new one.
not as much.
Well, these did, obviously. There were 10 pairs made for this movie, apparently. 4 of them still exist. 4 of them have survived all the years. There was a consortium of folks, Hollywood types, 10 years ago or so. Leo DiCaprio was in that group. Steven Spielberg, they bid $2 million, and they collected 1 pair, and it's gone to a museum in California. Another pair is at the Smithsonian in Washington. You can go see those. This pair, again, was returned to its rightful owner, went up for auction, and has fetched $28 million. The 4th pair, nobody's really quite sure. They still exist. They're apparently in the hands of a private collector, just as these are now.
There were 4 pair?
Yeah, 4 pair existing.
Well, you think about it, it's a movie, right? So they have to be comfortable, and then one day you wear these, maybe let them air out. I don't know.
Well, your slippers got to be worn in to be comfortable, though. I mean, you have the same pair, don't you?
They're movie props, though, right? I mean, they're movie wardrobe, and if they're doing a long shot of Dorothy dancing down the yellow brick road with her 3 friends, they don't have to be. They can be more comfortable, maybe softer and easier to dance and walk in. In the close-up shot, where she's standing there with Glenda, you have to be able to, whether they're comfortable or not, and she's not running around in them, they have to look a different way. They have to look stylish. So they've got 10 pairs altogether, and 4 still exist.
Okay, I would love to know as well the other iconic movie items that were sold, because this auction, it wasn't just the ruby slippers, even though, of course, that's all the talk. Do we know what else was sold and how much that went for?
Yeah, there was a door from Dorothy's house, the farmhouse in Kansas that got blown away, right? That went up for auction. This was part of a larger, larger package of stuff. So that was sold. It went for a few $1,000s. But a hat worn by Margaret Hamilton, the Wicked Witch of the West, a hat, the big black hat, one of them that she wore, and we have to assume there were several of those, sold for $2.5 million.
Jeez.
Which would have seemed outrageous, $2.5 million for a hat from a movie, but then you look at the slippers, they got 10 times that much.
That's crazy. Well, what is it? Click, I don't remember if
There's
it's
no
3
place
times.
like home, and then you got to click your heels, and
click,
then Jim
click,
comes
click.
to Milwaukee or something.
She said, Glenda says, now close your eyes. I'm ready. Now
Do you
close
arrive
your
in a
eyes.
big bubble? I always love that. The Good Witch, she arrives in that beautiful bubble.
Come floating in. But, it was 1939, and so people had been going to the movies for a decade or so, and everything was in black and white. But then when the tornado drops her house and it's all black and white, and Judy's there, or Dorothy, and she opens the door, and the color, I mean, the audiences had never seen color before, by and large. and it was stunning to them.
Yep,
it's still a stunning scene today.
No doubt. And you're supposed to watch it with Pink Floyd's "Dark Side of the Moon" playing. You start at the third roar of the lion, and there you go.
Have you done that, Greg?
You'll have a wild experience.
I
think
have
I did
not.
in high school.
I thought you might have.
Good stuff. ABC's Jim Ryan. Thank you, Jim. We'll
Thanks,
check in
Jim.
again soon.
All right, see you guys.
Goodyear, Dunlop, Kelly, Continental, General, you name it, we got it.
Plus, free flat tire repair, free tire rotations, and more.
So when you're due for tire service, schedule it at richlawns.com.
That's Rich Lawns with 2 N's.
Rich Lawns.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Celebrate the holidays with one of the most beloved traditions in Wisconsin as the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra presents Hometown Holiday Pops, December 14th through the 22nd. Come to the Bradley Symphony Center and enjoy a most festive atmosphere as vocalist and narrator Ali Mazzi teams up with conductor Ryan Taney and the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, the MSO Chorus, and the Milwaukee Handbell Ensemble for a jubilant mix of your cherished seasonal favorites, plus Yuletide carols and merry sing-alongs. Hometown Holiday Pops runs for 7 performances between December 14th and 22nd. Visit MSO.org for tickets and more details or call 414-291-7605.
Debbie Loziga here for Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel this holiday season, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. This month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Luckstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote, with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Hey, thanks, Deb. Hey, tonight, this is going to be a lot of fun. Monday Night Football, you can root for the Bengals, led by Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and, of course, Bart Simpson. Or you can cheer on the Cowboys. Micah Parsons will be on that team, so is CeeDee Lamb, Trayvon Diggs, and Homer Simpson. Ay, caramba. Anybody wondering what I'm talking about here? Well, The Simpsons Fun Day Football is here tonight. It'll be a true family affair. It streams tonight on Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. So here's what it is. It's a real-time animated Monday Night Football game featuring the Bengals and Cowboys, but it's going to take place in this iconic Simpsons cartoon world of Springfield. Not the Springfield in your home state, because we don't know where Springfield is in the Simpsons world.
How fun is this? I mean, the NFL has really been embracing this for maybe the past 4 years or so. I remember the Nickelodeon one, and they use slime. It's just like an alternative game, like how we have alternative jerseys sometimes.
Yes,
and an alternate game.
So many different ways to enjoy Monday Night Football, but throw this on the TV through your streaming service at Disney Plus or ESPN Plus. You're going to see real-time animated Monday Night Football. So each Bengals and Cowboys player will appear as an animated player for this special primetime matchup. Fans enjoying the Simpsons Fun Day Football, you're going to see every snap, every run, every pass, every score. It's going to look like the real game. If you had 2 TVs set up, you'd see what's happening in the real broadcast, and then you'd see all the actions mimicked on the animated broadcast, which is crazy to even think about from a technology perspective. But they do this through player tracking data enabled by the NFL's next-gen stat system and Sony's Beyond Sports technology. I mean, this is an otherworldly sort of technology.
I think it's so fun, and I also think it's so smart because this really brings in a new audience, especially for the kids. I mean, maybe you have the kids who they don't really care yet about sitting down with mom or dad to watch football, but they want to sit down and see Homer, right? Is Homer going to be playing, or is Homer going to be on the sidelines?
Well, let's see how this all plays out. If you want to enjoy the Simpsons Fun Day Football, you're going to see all the things you'll see in the normal Monday night game. So Bengals and Cowboys, the matchup at AT&T Stadium, as it happens. Plus, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, Peyton Manning, and Eli Manning will appear in the telecast. They've got their own sidecast going on for Monday Night Football. well, you might have some cross-promotional opportunities here with the Simpsons deal. The game's going to feature dozens of Simpsons iconic characters. You're going to see Lisa, Krusty, Moe, and more. Any Simpsons character you love, you might see tonight as part of the broadcast.
Forget like 30 minutes of The Simpsons. This is going to be 3 hours of The Simpsons. I love it. They're calling it the Simpson Fun Day Football. So you've got it on, Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. I was kind of curious if there's a storyline. How do they make this all work? So I was looking that up. Homer is having an NFL-related dream after, ready for it? Eating too many hot dogs.
Yeah, well, that'll happen. That'll happen. No doubt about that. So it is going to stream tonight on Disney Plus and ESPN Plus, and of course on your mobile devices with NFL Plus, starting at 7 o'clock tonight. So grab the kids, the family, get some friends, make it a game you can truly enjoy together. You've got the standard broadcast, you've got the Manning cast, and now you've got this alternative options. It's The Simpsons. I am totally fascinated by the technology that goes into this.
On December 9th, Bart and the Bengals face off against Homer and the Cowboys in prime time. Unless you live in Hawaii, then it's on during your lunch break. Football fans and Simpsons nerds finally come together to watch the game live from Springfield.
So there you go. Again, Springfield part's truly unknown. Nobody knows where it is.
Homer wakes up at the end of the game.
Oh, good.
From his dream.
Fair enough. Enjoy it. It's Monday Night Football in a way you've never seen it before. Simpson style. Enjoy it tonight.
Don't count us out. Not
Lillard
yet.
scoops to the hoop, lays it in. The Bucks have taken a 1-point Lopez in transition, squeezes up a three, and he drilled it. The Bucks throwing fire.
This season is far from over.
To work with drives inside and stuffs it down with the right hand. 59 points now for Giannis. He's tapping his chest as he goes the other way, saying, "This is my house.
We are the home of the Bucks.
This is my house."
WTMJ.
Hey, Greg Matzik here for Flanner's Home Entertainment. If you're going to dive into the Monday night game, Simpson style, maybe you want to do it on a bigger screen, maybe a little better resolution to see those animated characters running around, picture, sound. You know what I'm talking about here. If that all sounds good to you, make sure to connect with Flanner's this holiday season, or really any season. Flanner's Home Entertainment. Locally owned Flanner's have been doing it right for decades with the showroom in West Allis, Grafton, and of course at Flanners.com. You can shop anytime online. What do they have? Well, pretty much anything you're looking for. The big stuff, right? The 100-inch TVs, stuff that's going to make your room pop. You can put speakers in the ceilings with the folks at Flanner's. They can wire up the whole house, really, if you'd like. If you just need the right cables for your system, maybe a bracket for that flat screen, or the right Bluetooth speaker for some indoor, outdoor, portable music listening, it's Flanner's. Big or small, doesn't matter the size, scope, or details. You go with Flanner's because they are trusted. As experts in West Dallas, Grafton, and at Flanners.com, it's sound advice at the best price. Flanner's Home Entertainment. Just press play.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
Ooh, you're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out-of-pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good karma brand station.
Mild temperatures continue today with a high of 50 degrees, overnight low of 30 under cloudy skies. Tomorrow, high of 37, going to be cloudy. Wednesday's high 27. The sun returns, but the temperatures drop. Thursday, high of 15. We're talking about wind chill on Thursday. It's not going to be a pretty day. It's going to be blustery and cold. Enjoy today while you can. Get those lights up around the house if you need to. No time like the present. 48 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 11:53.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Well, there are the people of the year, Jessica. There are the moments of the year, and these will be detailed in full force over the next probably 3 weeks.
We'll talk about that during our next hour.
Well, thanks to the likes of Merriam-Webster, Oxford, Cambridge, and pretty much any entity in the dictionary making business, you've got your words of the year.
Word.
Yeah. Dictionary.com's word of the year.
Demure.
Demure. Well, the word gained added attention thanks to a social media influencer who uses it all too often.
It's 10:14 and I'm in Las Vegas and I'm in my hotel room. It's because I'm very demure. I'm not like you other girls.
Yeah, I don't know if that's really the way you're supposed to use it nonetheless, but it's gained attention and is being described as a word of the year. Cambridge is going with this.
Manifest.
Manifest, right? Speak it into existence. It's a big word here in 2024. The last word of the year to be announced is courtesy of Merriam-Webster, a word that has been used incessantly to describe the fraught state of American politics.
Polarization.
Is your word of the year, according to Merriam-Webster.
It seems fitting, doesn't it?
Well, all those do, I suppose, just for different reasons, right? You've got the social media influence, you've got the election tie-in, and really the entire year leading up to the election in November. You had 11 plus months, really like 4 years of using that word in discussing politics. Manifest, I totally get, just seems to be one of those words that people use, again, maybe more often than they should or you're used to hearing. But it's interesting how these different publications end up arriving at their word of the year.
I think polarization is very on point. If you think about, we're moving past it, right? We're moving forward. But if you think about all of those months leading up to the election, it's a very specific kind of division, and polarization moving more towards the extreme, of course, not towards the center. I was also thinking about last year's word, trying to remember that one was authentic. So very different. Greg, when you brought up demure, I have to laugh about that one because that TikToker, I think when her initial video came out, she got like 50 million. What is it? Yeah, more than 50 million views on that. She was talking about makeup and going to work and how she puts on her makeup, and she does it very thoughtfully, very demure. And then I saw all these videos popping up, other people saying that, but then I heard it in real life. I can't remember where I was, but there was a young woman and she was with her parents and she said it, and just like that, very thoughtful, very demure. And I was like, oh, wow.
Very mindful.
Out in the wild, I heard it. And that was strange. It made me laugh. I laughed out loud.
Well, you mentioned, the history of the words of the year. You might be able to think of some off the top of your head. Pandemic was one. I think vaccine was one. There's some that just sort of come to mind, and you think to your, time and a place of that given year. Oxford actually settled on the words brain rot as its word of the year. It's, really words of the year. It's the overconsumption of material, just sort of scrolling through on your mobile device, right? You sit there and like all of a sudden 20 minutes later, you're still on Instagram looking at strange videos. Brain rot is the term described and being labeled by Oxford as its word of the year. But to me, that's 2 words.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. I feel like you could argue that would be fitting for last year as well. It just doesn't seem like it really encapsulates 2020.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Polarization definitely makes a lot of sense to me because it popped on social media. Makes a sense, I guess, in this crazy world we live in. But
what about totality if you go back a few months? Remember, we were talking about totality so much? That was another big one.
Well, that had to do with the solar system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In April.
We did have quite an education on that.
Another word that really popped was weird towards the end of the election. Everybody was jumping on that one.
Brat and brat.
Well, yeah, that too.
If you want to localize it.
The brat summer.
Well, come up with your own words of the year. But yes, that's the collection we're working with for 2024. 11:58 on WTMJ News coming up in a couple.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You want to know the price of a new roof on your home today? Well, it's easy. Just go to TriCountyContractingWI.com, click on the Instant Roof Quote button, put in your address and email, click the Show My Roof Price, and there you go. 0 wait time. There's your quote. You shop online for everything else. Who says you can't shop online for a new roof? TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
The holidays are happening at Diamonds Direct. Still rushing to finish your holiday shopping? Don't worry, we've got you covered. This weekend only, it's our last chance sale with 20% off virtually everything. Earrings, bracelets, pendants, and more. Plus special financing options up to 5 years. But don't wait, this is your final opportunity to find the perfect gift at the best value before the holidays. Plus special designer appearances. Visit us during extended holiday hours or shop online and pick up in store. Our 20% off last chance sale ends Sunday. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com.
I remember a guy by the name of Al Stankovich. Oh, yes.
Ben and Arvid Huth, brothers and owners of Penny Mustard Furnishings.
I have never seen children so well behaved as his children. And I remember saying to him, wow, your kids are well behaved. He looked at me and said, well, we work on it. His son looked at me and says, yep, he works on it. I'll never forget that line from his son, who was maybe 8, 9 years old at the time. But Al and his wife bought, it was the first big bedroom set we ever sold. It was the Paramount bedroom set. It was a beautiful bedroom set we had at the time, made in Spencer, Wisconsin. I don't think he knew, and I think we were scared to tell him that it was the biggest sale we ever made at the point in time. But it was an absolute huge sale. I think we were dancing after he walked out the door.
Well, I think we were in the store at 11:30 or midnight, just visiting with them. They're just
nice people,
really nice people, and it was just one of the perfect all-around transactions.
Yes.
Nice people,
good customer, just a good guy. His wife was really nice.
Yep,
I remember that sale.
I delivered that.
See more at pennymustard.com.
Protect mom's assets, protect your assets. Call Kraus Estate Planning, estateplanningpeople.com.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 12 o'clock. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Monday, December 9th. Your top story, a murder suspect walks free in the Big Apple.
I'm Jessica Ty. A body discovered in northeast Wisconsin.
Partly cloudy today, a high of 50 degrees. Cloudy tonight, a low of 30. Colder, mostly cloudy on Tuesday, a high of 35. We struggled to get out of the 20s on Wednesday, high of just 15 on Thursday. Get those lights up while you can. Running out of time here. 49 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:01. From the WTMJ breaking newsroom, a former Marine walking away scot-free after 5 days of jury deliberations in the New York City subway chokehold death case.
Daniel Penny found not guilty in the New York subway chokehold death of Jordan Neely. After 24 hours of deliberations across 5 days, a jury delivered its verdict on criminally negligent homicide after the judge dismissed the second-degree manslaughter charge. The jury said they had deadlocked on that more serious charge. Neely's father cursed in anger shortly after the verdict and was forcibly removed from the courtroom, Penny walking out of the courtroom a free man. Dave Packer, ABC News, New York.
Meanwhile, New York police are on their way to Altoona, Pennsylvania, as part of their search for the killer of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
A source close to the investigation said that a person of interest was taken into custody by Pennsylvania authorities on an unrelated incident and is being questioned in connection with the murder. It is not confirmed that he is the suspect. Source said the person of interest was carrying a firearm similar to the firearm used in the murder of United Healthcare executive Brian Thompson. The source said the physical description also matched that of the person that the NYPD has been seeking. NYPD is on its way to Pennsylvania. Pat Milton, CBS News, Washington.
Here at home, a body has been recovered from the Kewanee River in northeast Wisconsin. The Kewanee County Sheriff's Office confirms the recovery after a search of the river. Deputies searched the area after receiving a welfare check call this morning. The caller said his brother had gone fishing but didn't come home Sunday night. Authorities found his vehicle and fishing gear near the Kewanee River earlier today. The investigation is ongoing.
We have some smoke showing from the roof of the building, possibly from the exhaust system. We'll be out investigating. No flames at this time on evacuation in progress.
That's the City of Brookfield Fire Department responding to a fire at Uncle Julio's restaurant. Firefighters found smoke coming from the roof just after 3 p.m. on Sunday. They evacuated the building. They eventually got that fire out. It was in the charcoal grill's hood system. Damage is only to the restaurant's kitchen area, but still, that's damage enough. No one was hurt.
One man dies after an industrial plant accident in Waukesha. Happened about 2:30 Saturday afternoon at Prolec GE Waukesha near College and South Prairie. An employee was found unresponsive on top of a transformer multiple feet in the air. He died at the scene. Police say the initial investigation shows electricity was a contributing cause for death.
investing $3 billion into Kenosha County. Eli Lilly and Company announced last Thursday the company plans to add 750 jobs at its facility in Bristol. Milwaukee Business Journal's Teddy Nichol tells WTMJ why this investment is so significant.
They plan to expand that investment and expand that plant by $3 billion and another 750 employees. So in total, the company to date plans to invest $4 billion in Wisconsin. This represents its largest investment outside of Indiana, which is where it's based.
Construction for plant expansion is set to start next year.
Time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the red here this afternoon. The Dow currently lagging about 126 points at 44,516. NASDAQ off 100 today at 19,759. S&P is down 30 at 6,060. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Financial planning at every level. For details, visit annexwealth.com. Sports.
What you doing? I'm completely sealing up all the doors to get the house ready for winter.
How will we get in and out?
We'll just have to hunker down till spring.
Sometimes getting your home ready for winter is best left to professionals. The same is definitely true for your vehicles. And now's the time to visit any of the 115 Adam member new car dealers to get your oil changed. Have your brakes and wipers checked and make sure your tires will get you through a long Wisconsin winter. Visit ADAMM.com to find the nearest Adam member dealer.
It's WTMJ's Brandon Snide for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. The holiday season is here, and Wisconsin Harley-Davidson has you covered. Now through December 28th, when you purchase any new Harley-Davidson motorcycle, you'll receive a shopping spree. See Sales Associate for details, only valid on new bike purchases. December is full of shopping treats. Follow Wisconsin Harley-Davidson's Facebook page and Instagram for more details, and be sure to check out WISHD.com. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
It's never too early to start making your list and checking it twice. Give the gift of a delicious Milwaukee food and city tours experience this holiday season. From a walking tour on Brady Street to our tacos and tequila bus tour or our beloved Christmas bakery bus tour, we have something for all tastes. Plus, we're offering a 15% discount on all gift card purchases through the end of the year. Send your clients, colleagues, or family this delicious gift at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com.
In 1955, Blaine's Farm and Fleet was founded as one of the original discount retailers, and we've supplied Midwest farms and families with quality goods at unbeatable prices ever since. So when it comes to keeping your farm well-stocked for winter, we have what you need for less. Like a Milwaukee Grease Gun and Impact Kit, $200 off. 32 quarts of Oil Dry Absorbent or 6 packs of Blue Shop Towels, $2 off. And AgriMaster Premium Non-Medicated Calf Milk Replacer, $74.99. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Brewer shortstop Willie Adames heads to San Francisco. Day one of the winter meetings in Dallas. Adames signs with the Giants, part of a 7-year, $182 million contract. Host of Brewers Extra Innings, Dom Cotroneo, tells WTMJ the fans are split on the decision.
One hand, it's like they understand. The Brewers, this is how they operate. They don't shell out big contracts like this that they, other teams maybe are capable of doing, and they understand why they do it. The other half is like, well, why can't we keep this guy? I mean, everything you've said about him means you should keep him.
Adames will also get a $22 million signing bonus as part of the deal. College football's first ever 12-team playoff field is set. It's Indiana, Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon representing the Big Ten. Alabama left out of the field of 12. Monday Night Football features the Cowboys and Bengals, and the Bucs are back home after Sunday's win over the Nets in Brooklyn to take on the Magic Tuesday night in the quarterfinals of the NBA's in-season tournament.
Let's check out the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. It's like the day of disabled vehicles. Many of them not causing problems. I'll let you know about the new ones. The disabled vehicle on the ramp from Elm Road to 4194 North. Not causing too many problems there. Also, as I venture up, there's another one. Wisconsin 145 North at Bradley Road. That's Leon Road as well over there. The right lane is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. We also have a new one, Wisconsin 60 West at Hillside Road. The right lane is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. The nice thing is, it's Monday. There's not a ton of traffic out there. A couple people are slowing down to kind of just take a look and see what's going on, but a couple broken down vehicles, and they're not causing too many issues.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive, professional servers, bartenders, and pizza cooks. You'll make real cash. Inquire today, start next week. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Partly cloudy today, a high of 50 degrees. Very nice outside today. Tonight, a low of 30. Tomorrow, high of 35 degrees. Wednesday's high just 27. Thursday's high just 15. Going to be chilly and cold. Wind chills are going to be a thing we talk about later in the week. Not today, however. 49 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:09.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios in downtown Milwaukee, it's Wisconsin's Midday News, making stories come to life. Now, here are your hosts, Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
I'm sad to see Willie Adames go. We're going to talk more to Adam McCalvey tomorrow. He's at the winter meetings in Dallas, because this is when things really start happening in baseball. I remember talking to Willie at the end of last season, that heartbreaking playoff loss. He said all the right things, but what he didn't say is that the Brewers offered me a 9-figure contract, over $100 million, and I turned it down. And now we see why, because he got a mega deal to go to San Francisco.
That's the thing. I mean, when you say you're sad, I think a lot of Brewers fans are sad, but also it's a different kind of sad because we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, you could kind of see it coming.
Yeah.
But 7 years, $182 million is a lot of money for a shortstop. So it's happened
huge.
before. It's happened before. Guys like Prince Fielder, others have gotten away for big money, and the Brewers always find a way to rebound. So that'll be the trick. We'll talk to Adam McCalvey on tomorrow's program. He's at the winter meetings in Dallas. Some big stuff that we're following here today at 12:10.
It's now at noon on Wisconsin's Midday News.
New today, the EPA bans 2 cancer-causing chemicals used in everyday products. This is a big deal. The chemicals are used in everything from dry cleaning to glue. CBS's Deborah Rodriguez reveals which chemicals are the subject of the ban and asks whether the new rules will stick.
The EPA has announced it's banning 2 chemical solvents used in everyday products that are known cancer causers. PERC and TCE are both used in dry cleaning. Perchloroethylene is also used in car care products. TCE in spot removers, lubricants, and glue. Both have been linked to a myriad of cancers, including liver, kidney, brain, testicular, and non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Any rules put in place in the final stretch of the Biden administration are subject to the Congressional Review Act, allowing an incoming Senate to overturn them. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The chemicals have been the cause of controversy for years, so now we have some action. But isn't this interesting when you hear all those products that these chemicals are in? It kind of makes me want to go home and just, where's my glue? Turn it over and see. PERC and TCE. I'm going to be checking my products at home for those.
There's a distinct scent anytime you walk into a dry cleaner. I assume that was maybe more of a starch, but it's very chemically. And it's not off-putting necessarily, but there's a very distinct smell when you walk into a dry cleaner.
You're right. Sometimes even for a man's shirt if you get it back, but that might be the starch.
It could be. Well, it's the end of an era, or eras.
We have toured the entire world with this tour. We have had so many adventures. It has been the most exciting, powerful, electrifying, intense, most challenging thing I've ever done in my entire life. We've gotten to perform for over 10 million people on this tour.
Yeah, 2 years later, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour, the highest grossing tour of all time, winds down in Vancouver. 150 shows, 5 continents, and quite a boost to the economy, by the way.
The tour started in March of 2023 in Glendale, Arizona, becoming the highest grossing tour of all time, pulling in an estimated $2.2 billion. Her concerts, which attracted an estimated 11 million fans, with the Federal Reserve even crediting the megastar with boosting the U.S. economy.
It's ABC's Allison Kosick. You had that chance to see her in Paris.
Well, I mean, my friends invited me. But
yeah, could have gone.
It wasn't like I had the tickets yet.
Sure.
They actually had tickets, and then they were looking for a couple more friends to go, and we didn't have tickets yet. And some of them decided to go and not go to the concert, but if I went, I would have gone to the concert. And here's the wild thing. If she still had more concerts, there would be people going to those yet.
Oh, for sure.
That's the awesome part about this. I mean, 2 years, how many concerts all over the world, and there's still a huge demand for it.
She could do the exact same tour again and sell out every venue.
And she could come here to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Yep, a lot of people Clapping for that. That would have been great.
Yeah, not part of the 2-year tour.
No, unfortunately. Well, the iconic Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris is back open to the public. Thousands of restoration crews and architecture experts spent 5 years rebuilding portions of the cathedral that were devastated by a fire. ABC's Tom Sufi-Burridge explains what's next for the cathedral.
Online reservations to visit the cathedral are sold out for the coming days, but here's something. It's free. And on the remaining work to be done, they spent about $700 million to refurbish and renovate the building, but they've still got about $100 million for further improvements in the coming months.
When I was talking to Greg about this early on this morning, I was like, wait, what started that fire? Did we ever find out the cause of the fire? I was trying to think back. So I looked because it just wasn't jumping out to me. Well, early on, prosecutors suggested an electrical malfunction or a carelessly discarded cigarette might have caused the fire. But 5 years later, and here's why I didn't know for sure, nothing has been proven.
Still nothing. Wow.
Still nothing. Though I will say investigators say it was probably accidental, not something sinister.
Sure.
So they have that, but they still, all of these years later, have not figured out what exactly started that fire.
12:14 on WTMJ, our weekly check-in with senior advisor to the MMAC, Tim Sheehy, is coming up next. A major business and company planting roots in the state of Wisconsin. We'll go through the details after this.
Hey Bucks fans, it's Justin Garcia from the Bucks Radio Network, here to tell you about the launch of the Bucks Central podcast feed. Everything Bucks, on demand, in one spot. From sideline to sideline, hear all the ankle-breaking, rim-rattling, and twine-tingling highlights, exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe to the Bucks Central podcast feed wherever you get your podcasts. All the Bucks content your heart desires in one spot. Check out the Bucks Central podcast feed.
Hey, thanks, Justin. Hey, join us tonight. We'll be at Potawatomi Sportsbook. Myself, Gary Ellerson, our ESPN Wisconsin street team will be there hanging out and enjoying Monday Night Football. The beautiful Potawatomi Sportsbook. We'll have our Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Monday program from 6 to 8 on ESPN Wisconsin. Check it out. Stop by if you can. Watch TV like you've never watched TV before. Sports at its finest at Potawatomi on that 2,000 square foot video wall. Food is great. Love the bison chili. They got great fried chicken as well. Whatever you're looking for. Food out of the kitchen is fantastic. Got a full-service bar, VIP deck, room for 200. It is wonderful. A great place to watch sports, a great place to hang out. It's Potawatomi Sportsbook. You got to check it out. The new Potawatomi Casino Hotel in Milwaukee.
Seems like gift season kind of snuck up on us, but Fleet Farm's ready to help. For the griller on your list, the Pit Boss Sportsman 500 pellet grill is now $249.99. For the pizza lover, the Biaggia Pizza Oven is just $79.99. Plus, Milwaukee deal days are happening all week long. So save on the hottest Milwaukee tools, like the M12 2-tool combo kit for just $99. Stop in soon and wrap up your gift list at Fleet Farm, home of the best prices, guaranteed.
Do not be afraid. Archbishop Listecki here. The words spoken to Mary are familiar words from the years of Pope John Paul II. We can sometimes be fearful and anxious that we may not be able to respond to the challenges that God presents to us. But God is with us and for us. Like Mary, He will use us as instruments of His power, sharing His love for our brothers and sisters. Be not afraid. It's Advent. Join us at Mass.
Hey, you can test your trivia acumen this Wednesday. Once again, it's your final chance. December 11th, WTMJ's Trivia Showdown presented by Quizmaster Trivia, all in support of Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive. Jessica will be there, signing autographs, taking pictures.
No way. I'll take some pictures, though. That's always fun. It's going to be a fun time. Trivia.
It's definitely a lot of fun. I got to do this a few weeks ago at the Hounds and Tap. I know John and Julia had a good time at Camp Bar last week. So December 11th, your final chance. Jessica will be there along with Sandy Max and Jeff Sherman. North Pillar Brewing, it's in Waukesha. 7 o'clock is when it begins. Grab an unused and unwrapped toy. Bring some friends. Enjoy a night of trivia as Jessica, Jeff, and Sandy lead you through it. 7 o'clock, North Pillar Brewing in Waukesha. That'll be on Wednesday, December 11th.
I've recruited some friends, so I hope to see you too.
There you go. We're going to put you through some trivia on Wednesday.
Oh, geez.
As part of the program.
Can I beat you?
Maybe we'll have Gina do the same questions.
No. Oh, well.
Not a bad idea.
I probably remember some of those answers.
Okay. All right. Well,
I want a new set, though. Let's make it fun.
We look forward to December 11th. It's Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive.
And we've been taking care of business every day.
12:18 on a Monday. It's Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg and Jessica. Time to welcome in a man whose kindness and generosity is only exceeded by his extreme good looks. Tim Sheehy, the senior advisor to the MMAC. Hello, Tim.
That's why I'm on radio.
It's great to have you here. Great to have you here. And we had this as part of our news. Another major company really making a footprint in Wisconsin toward the border. Foxconn's down there. Microsoft is expanding down there. There's some other existing Wisconsin businesses. And now Eli Lilly doubling down on its investment.
Yeah, this is like the tail of a comet. If you go back to 2019, we successfully recruited Nexus, which is a pharmaceutical manufacturer, into Wisconsin. They built a $250 million plant. Fast forward to 2024 now, and Lilly bought Nexus, and that was just the start of what they announced this past week, which is a $3 billion investment in a manufacturing facility, 700 jobs. They project to have 2,000 people down there constructing it. So it fits into this biohealth cluster that we've got going here in Wisconsin. And, as noted, it's the largest investment Lilly's ever made in the U.S. outside of their home state.
Yeah, that's huge. I always think of Eli Lilly initially as Indiana, of course, their home state. Yep. But this is big for Wisconsin. What's the reason for the expansion? Yeah,
the reason for the expansion was in part because they're behind the eight ball, in a sense, in terms of manufacturing drugs that there's demand for that they don't have capacity to produce. So buying Nexus gives them a ready-made factory to start to build on. And once they got that in place, they look at Wisconsin's environment, the infrastructure for energy, the ability to recruit workers, the tax climate, and they kind of doubled down and built out this plant. And it's really an amazing story for southeastern Wisconsin.
Tim, are there some common threads with these major businesses, out-of-state businesses that are finding Wisconsin attractive, especially in that corridor of Wisconsin?
Yeah, and nobody likes to hear this, but it really goes back to the play for Foxconn. And what happened down there is all the infrastructure, the roads, the utility, the water, the land, all that developable space now has really come into play. And you think about that and our tax climate again, the ability to get talent, all those things play really well to companies that are looking to locate. And I never try to take myself too seriously. And as I was driving away from the Lilly announcement, it struck me because the irony of Lilly producing drugs in there for weight loss as I drove by the Haribo plant on the way out.
All those gummy bears in there.
Yes.
But speaking of those injectable products, you talk about like Mounjaro and others. I mean, these obesity drugs that now we're finding all these studies that say they're helping with diabetes and possibly even dementia. That was just last week. I mean, up to 44% decline for dementia. Those are some big numbers. And I just think about the future. So do you think about the future as well? And here's one expansion, but with these drugs, we're going to see a lot more. Could there be another expansion behind all of this?
Yeah, my discussion with the CEO of Lilly at the announcement was this is really not just a platform to produce today's current drugs, but as you noted, these injectables, the manufacturing platform that they have is expandable to other drugs that they'll come up with in the future that are injectable. So it's not a one and done. They view this massive investment in the plant as something that will serve them for years or the foreseeable future.
Let's talk about hospitality here in the city of Milwaukee, Tim. The Hilton is going to do a revamp, and certainly do, no doubt about that, off Wisconsin Avenue, and the proposed Moxie Hotel, which is on the former site of the Bradley Center. So where do things stand here, and what's the future of the property that's about to be erected and the one that's already off the ground?
Yeah, I know they're a publicly traded company, but you really have to hand it to Greg Marcus and the Marcus family. They're just coming off a $20 million investment to upgrade the rooms in the Pfister. Now they're putting $40 million to upgrade the rooms in the Hilton, 540 some rooms in there. So it's really a testament to the value they see in their properties in Milwaukee in the future. The one alarming thing for me was they're also in this investment mothballing 175 rooms. In a sense, they're taking them out of the pool. And I think Greg mentioned the what you get per room and some of the constriction that maybe they're in the market. But having said that, it's a great story. And then I look at Moxie. That's an 8-story a hotel going up with 160 rooms, really playing off of concerts and sporting events. And so that's a great addition. So I think combined, it maybe it's 2 steps forward and a half step back.
Some people will hear Moxie Hotel, or they'll see it in the headline and think, okay, I'm not so familiar with that one. What is that brand? What's different about Moxie Hotels?
Yeah, it's not dissimilar from the Trade Hotel that was put up on the other side. Now that caters to a little different crowd, but this is really, if you think about the FPC Live, the venue that's there, the concerts that are at Fiserv, the concerts that are going to be at FPC Live, and they really think this hotel will play off of people that come in for concerts or sporting events and want to stay. It has a little different vibe. It's very close to those venues, and I think they're just going to capture that crowd a little bit.
They're funky. I stayed at one in Boston.
Did you?
Yeah, it was right near TD Garden. Yeah, it's pretty funky.
I heard you check in at the bar.
You do, actually. I did.
You check out at the bar.
I guess.
Where they can find me, usually, anyway. Speaking of the bar, I'm sure beer sales were brisk at Fiserv Forum over the weekend. Always a great crowd. I don't know if you were there.
I was.
Wisconsin, Marquette.
Nice.
You think about that rivalry and just, how many decades it's been going strong. Of course, separated by just a dozen or a few dozen miles or so. What was it like to be in there? Celebration of communities in basketball.
Yeah, it was the largest crowd they've ever had for a Marquette game. And I can think about when I was a kid growing up, my mom went to Madison, my dad went to Marquette. And I remember the volume in the room between the two of them when the game was on. But having said that, it's a great rivalry for both Milwaukee, the city, Marquette, Madison, and UW-Madison. I was looking back in preparation for this. The first game was played in 1917, so they played 131 times. Wisconsin won 15-14.
There you go.
The first game. And if you look at Marquette holds the longest winning streak at 15 games. They also hold the biggest blowout, 94-64.
Oh, wow.
But Wisconsin holds on to the all-time record, 71-60. But I think it's really unique to have a rivalry, 70 miles away that draws this kind of interest, this kind of support. And I just watched people both in the Fiserv Forum just then spill out onto the streets and all the economic impact that comes with it.
I wonder what the numbers are for that. We, on Saturday, we're going out down towards Whitefish Bay to get our Christmas tree, and we thought we'd given enough time. And all of a sudden, I looked over at one of the bars, and I thought, why is there this huge line of people on a Saturday afternoon to get into the bar? But it was people spilling out from the game yet.
Yeah, and a colorful Saturday. I don't think they were showing their partisan stripes, but that was also the same. That was the same day as the Santa ride. That's what I mean.
Sure.
You had all these people driving around in red. Now, I don't think they were Badger fans. It just happens to coincide with the Santa ride.
The Santa cycle rampage out there.
Did you have fun doing that, by the way?
I watched.
I watched. It's hard to miss it.
Yeah, exactly.
It is certainly hard to miss it. Always good to connect with Tim Sheehy, Senior Advisor to the MMAC, joins us here every Monday. Thank you, Tim.
Thanks, Tim.
1226 on WTMJ.
I'm Sandy Mex with the Monday Makeover.
I'm Erin. My sister Maura and my mom Renee and I own the Merle Norman in Brookfield.
Has it been a hoppin' holiday season so far?
It has.
I can imagine a lot of people are shopping for Merle Norman products and services to give as gifts. But beyond superb skincare, you have stocking stuffers for scalp treatments. That just sounds luxurious and relaxing.
Oh, it is. We offer a few different types of scalp treatments. Scalp health is so important for everybody. It's the foundation for good hair growth. It keeps us comfortable. Nothing's worse than when your scalp gets dry and itchy and flaky. There's plenty of things that you can do at home to care for your scalp, but you can also go and get more of what we call like a head spa treatment. It's almost like a facial for your scalp. One of the big benefits of coming to us is that everybody here is an expert, and all we have to do is ask you a few questions, and we can customize a routine for you. With the variety of products that we have, we can tailor it to your needs.
Call Merle Norman or book online at mnsalonbrookfield.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Patrick and Monica initially chose a bank to get pre-approved and provide financing for the purchase of their first home. But they were getting a bad feeling when a week after their offer was accepted, the bank still hadn't locked in their rate, nor had the appraisal been ordered. Monica shared her concerns with a friend who happened to be a multi-time AccuNet client. That led to Monica connecting with one of our senior loan consultants the same day, and after gathering some information and reviewing options, we locked in their rate right then and there with loan costs $3,600 lower than what the bank had quoted. The appraisal was ordered right away too, and the loan closed on time just 3 weeks later.
We also noticed an oversight in the contract that led to a $3,000 credit from the seller. You can get a generic pre-approval and average or worse service from a bank, or you can get the kind of fast service, advice, attention to detail, and savings that made Monica and Patrick Acunet's latest raving fans. All you got to do to get started is click on the blue button at Accunet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
Now, about your house. Eric Brown is the president of Siding Unlimited, your contractor for new windows, roofing, siding, decks, and a whole lot more. He knows about your house. So what do you know, Eric?
Siding is what pops on your home. Clean lines, beautiful accents, and wonderful colors can make your home really look amazing. Homeowners are always looking to add curb appeal when buying new siding, and a well-installed product from Siding Unlimited will definitely deliver a grand appeal. There is so much more to gain from replacing your siding other than the curb appeal you're already seeking. There is so much value in having new siding with low maintenance. Just an annual cleaning with the hose is all you really need to do. You can't get much lower maintenance than that. The process of replacing siding gives homeowners a fresh start, a new understanding knowing that we can peel back the old stuff and get a real in-depth inspection on the walls on your home and the structural integrity. How has the home performed over the past 20 years? We'll see it all when removing the old siding. There's a high percentage your home is missing the most important factor in siding a home, and that's a working water barrier. Many homes built in the 1990s and prior don't have a water barrier beneath the siding, and homes that were built in the 90s that do have one probably have a water barrier that was installed incorrectly. New siding replacement assures us that we install the water barrier correctly and protect the home moving forward. Our process always includes adding insulation board to the wall. This gives you a water barrier underlayment and additional R value, which is an energy coefficient, so warmer walls, adding more value to the project than the expected curb appeal. As the new siding goes back on, we know your home will be ready to manage water well into the future and look amazing doing so.
Eric and his crews at Siding Unlimited are your go-to contractor here for siding and also replacement windows, roofing, and decks. Take the next step. Check them out at sidingunlimited.com. Siding Unlimited, siding and a whole lot more.
It's 12:30. I'm Greg Matzik. This is Wisconsin's Midday News for Monday, December 9th. Your top story, a body linked to a hit list in Waukesha.
A Milwaukee CEO nominated for the Trump administration.
Partly cloudy today, a high of 50 degrees. Cloudy tonight, a low of 30. Colder on Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 34. It's 50 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:31 from the WTMJ breaking newsroom. An arrest made in the killing of a man found under a tarp in Waukesha. 62-year-old Kevin Leishwick was arrested last Friday, December 6th, in connection to the found body. Police recovered the remains of 56-year-old Carlos Maldonado wrapped in a tarp on October 30th near North Street and Moreland Boulevard in Waukesha. He was found with a gunshot wound and his body concealed not far from the apartment complex where he and Leishwick both lived. Maldonado's family reported him missing in mid-April. Leishwick was said to have a hit list and that Maldonado was the first person on that list. Police cannot confirm if there were other victims.
Also in Waukesha, festival holiday music and crowds cheering for Santa at the 61st annual Waukesha Christmas Parade on Sunday. This year's parade started with a bittersweet moment, a lantern walk to honor and remember the 6 victims of the tragedy at the parade back in 2021. The city's parade memorial was dedicated 2 weeks ago.
A teen dies in an ATV accident in Oconto County. The accident happened just after 8 o'clock Saturday night on West Wheeler Lake Lane in the town of Lakewood in northeastern Wisconsin. The 15-year-old boy was driving the ATV on a snow-covered road when he lost control on a curve and ended up hitting several trees and also immediately rolled in a ditch. He ultimately died at the scene.
A Milwaukee CEO may join the incoming Trump administration. President-elect Donald Trump nominating Fiserv CEO Frank Bisignano to lead the Social Security Administration. Milwaukee Business Journal's Teddy Nichol tells WTMJ what his possible departure from the company means for Milwaukee.
The company's highest local executive, Bob Howe, is the chief financial officer. He's one of the names that's been floated around that could potentially become the next CEO of Fiserv. So that would be interesting if the company has a local CEO again.
Nichol says Bisignano's departure would mean a massive shakeup for Fiserv as a company.
Investing $3 billion into Kenosha County, Eli Lilly and Company announced last Thursday the company plans to add over 700 jobs at their facility in Bristol. Milwaukee Business Journal's Teddy Nichol tells WTMJ why the investment is so significant.
Plan to expand that investment and expand that plant by $3 billion and another 750 employees. So in total, the company to date plans to invest $4 billion in Wisconsin. This represents its largest investment outside of Indiana, which is where it's based.
Sports, traffic, and weather next. Sounding Unlimited WTMJ News Time is 12:34.
If you are looking for an epic global experience, let Fox World Travel's vacation experts handcraft your next journey to Europe. In partnership with Globus, Insight Vacations, and Avalon Waterways, we've created outstanding itineraries with exclusive experiences to Ireland, Poland, Germany, France, Italy, Switzerland, and more. Or we can fully customize a journey based on your interests. Visit foxworldtravel.com to book online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Join us and make memories to last a lifetime.
Sweet, flaky, and utterly delicious. That's the famous Kringle from O&H Danish Bakery. Guaranteed to get you on the nice list, O&H Danish Bakery can deliver that heavenly goodness right to your doorstep. Now that's a memorable gift where you know you've nailed it. And it arrives fresh in just 2 business days, anywhere within the country. Order online today, ohdanishbakery.com, or come on in to O&H Danish Bakery in Racine, Oak Creek, or Sturnivan and taste the difference of bakery made from scratch.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose. So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Willie Adames is gone after 4 seasons with the Brewers. Adames and the Giants agreed to terms of a 7-year, $182 million contract. Baseball's winter meetings begin today in Dallas. Monday Night Football tonight, it's the Cowboys and Bengals from Dallas. And the Bucks take on the Orlando Magic Tuesday night at Fiserv Forum in the quarterfinals of the NBA's in-season tournament.
Let's get you an update on the roads with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. Doing okay on this Monday afternoon. No crashes to let you know about. A couple disabled vehicles, though, on the system. I'll tell you about some of the newer ones. Wisconsin 175 North, just a little bit before I-94 East. Right shoulder is blocked there due to a car that's broken down. And then as we go up a little bit, towards the Slinger area, Wisconsin 60 West at Hillside Road. Right lane there also blocked because of a disabled vehicle.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Volkswagen. Visit hallvw.com.
Help fellow commuters. Report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line. 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Volkswagen during Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event.
Nice day today. Get out and enjoy it. Partly cloudy, a high of 50 degrees. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 30. Colder on Tuesday and a high of 34. Some showers return of the snow variety on Wednesday and a high of 27. Chilly. Wind chills below 0 on Thursday, a high of just 15 degrees, back in the 30s on Friday. 50 degrees and sunny in Milwaukee at 12:37.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
How about a white Christmas with a side of Kringle? Kringle with a warm vanilla filling. Maybe sitting by the fireplace with a cup of cocoa or a cup of tea. Greg, count me in.
Sounds pretty good right about now. Sure. Never a bad time for Kringle.
Oh, it sounds so cozy. Well, O&H Danish Bakery just revealed its brand new holiday flavor. President Emeritus of O&H, Eric Olesen, joins us live in the studio to give us the details. And you also came in with some Kringle, and as soon as you walked in, you can just smell the goodness.
Everything's better with some Kringle.
Right? I love it. Okay, so that song, it's appropriate because it's the I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas Kringle this year. Right. How do you pick which holiday flavor you're going to go with? How did you pick this one this year?
You know, we look at different things, especially we look at what is interesting people on the internet. Believe it or not, when there's a lot of searches for certain flavors, we can identify what's popular and getting on people's minds. So we try to fill in that gap.
So what did you come up with here, right? I mean, and how did you arrive at the flavor combination in your newest creation?
Oh, arriving at the combination of flavors is fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
You don't do it in one try. You gotta eat some and just think about it, talk about it, eat some more. This is a warm vanilla filling that we came up with that has a little citrus zest to it. So that's good. The citrusy burst of lights, you might say, in the filling. And then a vanilla bean frosting. And it's got some nice silver decorations on top. It's really festive looking, and it is so delicious.
There is something about vanilla bean, too. I'm never going to go for vanilla ice cream at the grocery store, but vanilla bean, count me in. Even yogurt, Greek yogurt, vanilla, I could do without. Vanilla bean, Greek yogurt, yes. Do you find that's the truth for the frosting, too?
Absolutely. You know, it just kicks it up a notch. Vanilla bean.
It does. So where can people get these this year?
Well, they're available at our stores. We have 5 stores in Southeast Wisconsin, and then we have a very active website for our mail order and for our stores, ohddanishbakery.com. But one of those stores is in Oak Creek, and the other 4 are in Racine County.
Can you take us into the process of making these Kringles? Because it's a lot of work. You don't just snap your fingers and roll up some dough real quick.
You know, it's a 3-day process. What does that mean? That means we have to figure out what we need 3 days from now and start making it. And we do that every day. Just keep 3 days ahead and keep making this process of making this Kringle is a layering of butter into the dough. So there's 32 layers of butter in each slice of Kringle, and it's light and tender and flaky. And then the fillings and the icings are those things that we're making from scratch as well.
How do you stay 3 days ahead during a holiday season, though, right? I mean, it feels like the demand is just much greater during the holidays.
Well, that's a great question, Greg. All of the how do you stuff, you know, how do you figure out what you're going to make every day, much less 3 days from now? It's hard. And sometimes you hit it right and sometimes you don't.
You are also celebrating 75 years. That's really special, and that's hard to do for any business. What does that mean to you and your family?
Yeah, thank you. I'm a third-generation owner who's now president emeritus, which means I really am not part of the day-to-day operations anymore. But, gosh, I'm so proud of the crews because those bakers and all of the people that help the bakers are working diligently, and they are committed to our family values and our processes of how we make things. So our customers really put a lot of trust into us, and they get rewarded by wonderful, delicious baked goods.
Well, something had to go right to have the title of emeritus, right? I mean, it's not just for a company that's only 5 years old. So how did it start? Where was the first shop, the first Kringle that was made? This goes back 75 years.
Yeah, so my grandfather opened up O&H Bakery back in 1949, a little 900 square foot bakery shop, and my dad was 16 at the time, and my grandfather convinced him to try baking before he went on to college, and it turned out he's a great baker, and he's a wonderful people person. So my dad really knew right away, let's put people first, the people we work with and the customers that we serve, and that's really the key ingredient.
Not everybody around the country knows about the Kringle that we have such a special spot for here in southeastern Wisconsin. But it's grown a lot, so of course you do have more and more people who know about it. But what about the Kringle competition in southeastern Wisconsin? What's that like?
It's healthy. Competition is always healthy. We love it when all right, so our friends that travel with my wife and I, they have to know that, and they do know that we're always stopping at bakeries. And we're looking, first of all, it has to look appealing, and And if we believe that it's going to taste appealing, we're going to buy it and we're going to enjoy it like everyone else. And that's how we treat our own business. Let's make it a welcoming location, not only for our customers, but for our employees as well. And let's be a family and enjoy each other and what we do. And that's making great quality bakery.
Do people know what Kringle is in Ohio? Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it feels like there are so, deeply rooted Wisconsin products that are Kringles. But if you take a Kringle somewhere else, is somebody looking at it like, well, what is this thing?
I would argue that people might not know what a Kringle is on Ohio Street right here in Milwaukee.
Sure.
If there is one. But it's really that unique still that some people you think everybody knows, but they don't. And certainly throughout the country. But with the rise of social media and people being relocated around the country and literally around the world, they take those favorite things with them and share them. And that's what makes Kringle so special. It's a great sharing pastry.
Are you guys doing anything special for the 75th?
We have been right along through the year. And it's a year that we've been celebrating in many different ways. That'll continue.
I love that.
Hey, have you tried some things that didn't work? In the taste lab, you try and put some flavors together, and you're like, you know what? That just didn't turn out the way I thought it would.
That does happen. And it's sometimes you think that a flavor, like, for instance, coconut is not a popular flavor with everybody. And you think, okay, let's just kind of try it this way. Well, it still says coconut. And another thing that we found that isn't as appealing to customers is if we leave the icing off the Kringle, because it's or other products. People just like that icing, whether it's a donut, a Kringle, a sweet roll, cookies even.
The icing on top, it just makes it look more appealing too, doesn't it? No matter what it is.
So they say.
It certainly has an element of sweet.
Certainly tastes tasty.
Wonderful products here, and occasionally we see them around. They go very quickly, by the way, when the O&H Kringles are brought in.
Yeah.
It's a blessing to be here early in the morning.
I was cutting
to
up the slices on this platter in front of me, and somebody grabbed one.
Yeah,
right. And they didn't realize what they were doing, and they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's just instinctive. If it's Kringle there, I'm just grabbing one to eat it." So.
That's a good sign.
And then they said, ooh, that's a tasty one. Is that the holiday one?
It was a holiday one.
Oh, I love it. Well, thanks so much for joining us. It is the I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas Kringle at the bakery's 5 locations in southeastern Wisconsin, O&H Danish Bakery. We love having the holiday flavor. Greg, we'll have to try it during the commercial break.
No doubt about that. It is limited time, right? So this is like a holiday season thing.
Right through Christmas, the end of the year, and absolutely. So Merry Christmas to you and all.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Eric Olson, the former president of O&H, third-generation owner of this wonderful company. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
You bet. It's 1246 on WTMJ.
Do you know how much money in your 401k or IRA is actually yours? Or will the government take a bigger chunk than you thought? Remember, you might still owe taxes on that money. I'm Tony Drake from Drake & Associates, and I believe it's your money and you deserve to know what's at stake. At Drake & Associates, we believe you deserve to keep more of what you earned. That's why we're here to help you navigate the confusing world of retirement taxes. We'd like to offer you our free Retirement Ready Toolkit. Right now, taxes are historically low, but they won't be this low forever. So text TAX to 414-409-9982 today to get your complimentary toolkit. That's TAX to 414-409-9982. You work hard for your money, and we'll work hard for you.
Drake & Associates is an independent investment advisory firm that offers different investment vehicles. All insurance products are backed by the issuing insurance company. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Hey, before you have the Kringle, might as well have some pizza. That sounds pretty good about now, doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely. If it's a little late for lunch for you, no worries. Dinner time is not too far away. Make it a Palermo's night. Everyone's going to be happy. Palermo's is Wisconsin's hometown pizza and, of course, made in Wisconsin. Wherever you like to shop, you're going to find Palermo's celebrating its 60th anniversary of doing it the right way here in the state. Palermo's can be found wherever you like to shop. Festival Foods, Pick and Save, Piggly Wiggly, Woodman, Sendix, you name it. Find Palermo's and you're going to be a happy person tonight. Wisconsin's hometown pizza. Grab a Screamin' Sicilian, a Connie's, an Urban Pie. You name it, there's a slice for every appetite. Palermo's is Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
If you've ever worried about your heart, if you've ever loved someone with heart disease, if you've ever wondered if you're the one at risk, let's remind ourselves that we are not powerless. Because at the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, we're pushing to outsmart heart and vascular disease by working with you personally to understand your history, assess your risks, and guide you to heart strength. By digging deep with tireless research and offering access to leading-edge clinical trials. And for the most serious conditions, including heart failure, heart valve disease, arrhythmias, and vascular diseases, we provide renowned expertise and the most advanced life-saving procedures you expect from academic medicine. So let's get out in front of heart disease. Let's outsmart it. Let's keep pushing so that every one of us can outrun it and embrace every beautiful day life in Wisconsin has to offer. To learn more about our nationally renowned heart and vascular care, visit froedtert.com/heart.
A new development here. Police are now questioning a man in connection with the killing of United Healthcare's CEO, Brian Thompson. This is a new development here, Jessica. Just in, police are wrapping up a news conference. This just started a few moments ago. As a man was picked up at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania. His name is Luigi Mangione. He is being held right now after an employee called the police. Multiple law enforcement explained to CNN. And when they searched his person and his belongings, they found multiple fake IDs. They found a gun with a silencer. He was also in possession of a document railing against the healthcare industry, according to a police official who was in control of the apprehension. So this again happened at an Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's, thanks to an employee recognizing some of the pictures that have surfaced on social media over the past several days, saying, hey, I think this might be the guy. So she makes a call to police, and all of a sudden police are brought in, and this man is now being held, Luigi Mangione.
So that's the new part right now that came in just moments ago, that we actually have a name. We know who this person of interest is. At the top of Wisconsin's Midday News, we told you that investigators were questioning a person of interest in Altoona, Pennsylvania. And the source said that the person was taken into custody on an unrelated incident, but was being questioned about Brian Thompson's murder as well. But now we actually have a name, and they're calling this a strong person of interest. The guy's only 26 years old.
26 years old, and police have been searching Central Park and rivers and waterways in New York looking for the weapon, looking for the silencer, looking for any trace. They did find a backpack over the weekend that was full of Monopoly money and a jacket, perhaps a bit of a decoy, perhaps left by the suspect here, the shooter. But they have reason to believe the shooting suspect left New York City and perhaps turned up at an Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's. So that is the latest development here in this 5-day manhunt. Police have apprehended Luigi Mangione, picked up at a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania.
The mayor, Eric Adams, at this news conference said that the person matches the description of the identification. And he also said he's in possession of several items that we believe will connect him to this incident. And we do know from previous reporting that we started with at the top of the show that the person was carrying a firearm similar to the one used in Thompson's killing. So there's a possibility right now that this is a very big break.
Well, there's still so many questions too, right? Number one, is this the person they're looking for? Number two, was he a hired gun? Number three, is he just a disgruntled United Healthcare subscriber? Does he have their insurance and was refuted a claim? Remember those words, those cryptic words on the shell casings? That was a development late last week. But authorities had every reason to believe he escaped New York City. And as the days went on, there was no reason to think he was going to stay close. We had reports earlier that there was a Greyhound bus that brought Mangione to New York City from Atlanta. So officials were starting to search in Georgia a little bit today, but perhaps they have found him now in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Keep you updated on this story throughout the afternoon here on WTMJ. It's 12:52.
The Trivia Showdown
is on.
Get ready for another stop in our WTMJ Trivia Showdown, benefiting the Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive, brought to you by Quizmaster Trivia.
Next up, we'll be at North Pillar Brewing in historic downtown Waukesha. That's Wednesday, December 11th.
Come see me, Jeff Sherman.
Come see me, Jessica Time.
And me, Sandy Max, and test your trivia knowledge.
Bring an unwrapped toy. Have some fun. It's WTMJ's Trivia Showdown, Wednesday, December 11th at North Pillar Brewing.
Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Hey, now is a great time to connect with Holiday. Add a little joy to your holiday season. Drive with some confidence this winter when the snow hits in a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC. Also, peace of mind benefits are right there for you in a GM-certified pre-owned model. Holiday's year-end sale is the place to be. Get more vehicle for your buck. Get the best offers of the season and get more for your trade. You've got, on top of that, Holiday's low closeout prices on remaining new 2024s. These are great deals. Great opportunity for you. I'm a loyal and a longtime fan of Team Holiday. You will appreciate what I've come to appreciate over the years. Simplified buying approach. It takes the stress, hassle, and worry out of the process. Genuine guest care is there for you at Holiday. But Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer to work for you and navigate today's car market with some confidence. Accolades are per 2023 Buick and GMC zone sales records. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac. You can also visit holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
It started with a prediction.
Gonna go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
One more time.
Okay, you know how Pantone every year comes out with its color of the year? It ends up being this big thing because a lot of times it will be a paint that people like, or they're doing renovations and they're making over rooms, and all of a sudden you bring that color into the mix, or even in clothing you tend to find it.
Yeah, I feel like whatever that color of the year ends up in, like the latest Crate and Barrel catalog.
Right?
Right?
Well, the big winner this year, Mocha Mousse.
Brown?
So, yeah, it's brown. And I'm not surprised because I have noticed with clothing, all of a sudden brown is coming back. And it's been a nice color. I was even talking with somebody at the store the other day. I said, okay, it's a nice color. It's a staple. It's almost like a black or a white or a neutral that can go with a lot of things. Well, so they announced Mocha Mousse, and it sounds luxurious a little bit, doesn't it?
Well, yes.
Almost like it has a sheen to it.
Mocha sounds like something I like in my coffee. Mousse sounds like something I'd like to eat after dinner.
Right? Well, a soft brown that kind of, jumps into your senses about pleasure and deliciousness as it inspires and also appeals to our desire for comfort.
Velvety, slinky, smooth.
I don't know about slinky,
okay,
but velvety. Yeah, velvety I think is a great description. Well, here's the thing. So that's kind of what they're hoping you think about when you hear Mocha Mousse. Pantone's color for the upcoming year, but a lot of people now have had a little bit of time to soak this in, and they're not liking it.
So, this ends up usually becoming like a big deal for clothing and then decor in your home, right? All of a sudden you got accent walls that are Mocha Mousse or something like that. But this color is, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I don't like to say this word.
Yeah.
I really only say it to my dog. Like, do you gotta go? Do you gotta go? But I guess I have to say it out loud in order to explain this. A lot of people don't like this color because they think it looks like poop.
Yeah, well, it is that shade of brown. It is not a light tan.
It just makes me hungry.
Well, okay. Well, mocha and mousse. Again, you can go the dessert route or something more savory or sweet, perhaps. But yes, it's a poop brown.
Yep, and a lot of people aren't liking it. A lot of people are just jumping on social media saying, yep, Pantone color of the year. It's poop.
Okay. Well, 12:57 on WTMJ. News coming up in just a few minutes. The latest developments in this United Healthcare murder case. We'll have it for you throughout the course of the afternoon and on Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Spanning the state after the news, right here on WTMJ.
I'm Sandy Mex with the Monday Makeover.
I'm Erin. My sister Maura and my mom Renee and I own the Merle Norman in Brookfield.
Has it been a hoppin' holiday season so far?
It has.
I can imagine a lot of people are shopping for Merle Norman products and services to give as gifts. But beyond superb skincare, you have stocking stuffers for scalp treatments. That just sounds luxurious and relaxing.
Oh, it is. We offer a few different types of scalp treatments. Scalp health is so important for everybody. It's the foundation for good hair growth. It keeps us comfortable. Nothing's worse than when your scalp gets dry and itchy.